Let's be real. Managing IT today is, well, it's a juggling act, right? You've got security threats popping up left and right, more and more devices to handle, and your team could be working from anywhere on the planet. It's a huge challenge, and it doesn't matter if you're a giant enterprise or a small, growing service provider. So today, we're going to dive into how two very different businesses took that chaos and turned it into control.
And really, it all boils down to this one simple question. As your business gets bigger and more successful, is your IT ready to come along for the ride? Or is it going to be the anchor that holds you back? Keep that in your head as we dig into this.
All right, so let's meet our two main characters. First, we've got TF Bank, a big European financial services company that's spread across 14 different countries. And second, we have Telprom, a managed service provider, an MSP, that supports businesses all over Slovenia. Now, on the surface, totally different worlds, but you'll see they were both fighting the exact same kinds of IT demons.
And wow, when you put their problems side by side, you can really feel the pain. For TF Bank's internal team, it was just the sheer scale of it all, 1,000 support tickets every single month. They were trying to manage this huge international network with a messy patchwork of tools that were just not reliable. For a bank, that's a massive operational risk. Meanwhile, over at Telprom, their own growth was being completely choked by these clunky old tools, unreliable remote access, and worst of all, super slow support from their own vendors. And this quote, "Man, you can just feel the frustration, can't you? Stefan from Telprom just nails it. It's that feeling of being stuck, of being held hostage by a vendor who just isn't innovating. You can't build for the future when your foundation is crumbling underneath you."
So this was the turning point. Both companies had that moment where they realized, you know what, we can't keep putting band-aids on this. They needed a total overhaul. They had to get away from this chaotic mess of different tools and find one single platform that could bring some sanity and clarity to the whole situation.
And that's where this idea of unified endpoint management comes in. It sounds kind of technical, but the concept is actually super simple. It's about having one dashboard, one screen, where you can see and control every single device, your laptops, your servers, all of it, no matter where in the world it is. It's really the difference between trying to juggle a dozen different balls at once and instead just steering one powerful, well-oiled ship.
So they had a checklist, right? What did this perfect platform need to have? Well, first off, it had to be easy to use. Nobody has time for a 6-month training course. It absolutely needed powerful and, this is key, reliable remote tools. For an MSP like Telprom, it was a deal breaker if it wasn't built to handle multiple clients, which is what we call multi-tenancy. And for both of them, getting fast support and seeing constant innovation, well, that was completely non-negotiable.
You know that feeling when you're trying something new and it just clicks? That's what this quote from Nicholas at TF Bank is all about. It wasn't some long, drawn-out process. The tool was so easy and powerful right out of the box that it was an instant aha moment. That's what you hope for, but rarely get when you're testing new software.
Okay, so they picked their solution. Awesome. But choosing a tool is the easy part. The real question is, did it actually work? Did it make a difference? Let's move past the theory and look at the real hard numbers.
Let's just start with a number that kind of blows my mind. 80%. That is how much TF Bank cut their IT costs. Just think about that. How is that even possible? Well, it turns out the cost of the entire new platform was only about 20% of what they would pay for just one full-time employee. So this didn't just save money. It freed up their skilled people to stop constantly putting out fires and start working on big, strategic projects.
And what about Telprom, the MSP? For them, the result was just pure, unfiltered growth. They were able to triple the number of devices they manage. And they didn't have to triple their staff to do it. They just became 3 times more efficient. The platform wasn't just a piece of software anymore. It was the engine for their business.
Now try to imagine the logistics here. You have to roll out new software to hundreds of computers across 14 countries. That sounds like a nightmare project that would take months, right? Well, TF Bank got it all done, deployed and running in less than a single week. That kind of speed is absolutely critical because it means you start seeing the benefits almost right away.
This chart right here just says it all. This is all about simplification. TF Bank went from juggling 2, sometimes 3 different tools for things like remote access and updates, all the way down to just 1. That's less complexity, fewer contracts to manage, fewer things that can break. It's a classic case of addition by subtraction.
But look, being efficient and simple is great, but if you're not secure, none of it matters. A massive piece of this whole transformation was using this one platform to build a way stronger, way more automated security defense.
So what does that actually look like day to day?
Well, for TF Bank, it meant they could patch security holes way faster, protecting them from those scary zero-day attacks. For Telprom, it made it so much easier to get themselves and their clients compliant with big security standards like ISO 27001. And for both of them, it meant they could easily plug in advanced security tools and even automate reports to prove to clients just how secure things were.
But here's something really interesting that both companies kept bringing up. The story doesn't end with just the features of the software. The relationship they had with the vendor was just as important as the technology itself. This wasn't just about buying a product, it was about finding a partner.
I absolutely love this quote. To me, this is the ultimate sign that you found the right tool. When something becomes so critical to how you work, so essential, that it's literally the first thing you open every single day, that's when you know it's not just software anymore. It's the backbone of your operations.
So what does a great partnership actually feel like? Well, it's basically the exact opposite of that frustration Telprom was feeling before. It means when you have a problem, you get a fast, helpful answer. It means when you suggest a new feature, you feel like you're being heard, not just shouting into a black hole. It means you actually get to know the people you're working with, and you can tell the whole company is focused on helping you succeed.
Okay, we've been on quite a journey here from total chaos to real, tangible results and the importance of having a true partner. So let's boil it all down. What are the big lessons you should be taking away from all this for your own strategy? Here are the big ones. Number 1, bringing all your tools under one roof is a direct line to being more efficient and saving a ton of money. 2, automation isn't about replacing people, it's about freeing up your smartest people to do valuable work. 3, the right tool lets you grow without breaking a sweat and without compromising on security. And finally, and don't forget this one, choosing a vendor is a huge strategic decision. They can either be a partner that helps you grow or an anchor that holds you back.
And that brings us full circle, but with a brand new way of looking at things. After seeing what's possible, you really have to ask yourself, in your organization, is IT just another expense on the spreadsheet, a cost center that just fixes broken things? Or is it a strategic, efficient, and secure engine that is actively powering the growth of your business? As these two companies found out, the answer to that question can change absolutely everything.